In this video, we will explore Ned's purpose in the 21 Pilots universe. To do that, we need to start at the beginning. We were first introduced to Ned in the Chlorine music video. In the beginning of the video, Tyler and Josh are filling an empty pool with water. Josh is standing there holding the hose and Tyler's busy singing the song. Tyler holds a styrofoam cup throughout the video, but he never drinks from it. We see Ned for the first time when he peeks out from behind a white car door. Tyler waves to Ned. Ned approaches the pool and looks inside. Throughout the video, we are able to see through Ned's point of view, and he seems to see the world with red and blue colors along the edges of his vision. Tyler and Josh leave to go pick up a bunch of barrels and plastic containers full of chlorine. Tyler is of course still busy singing and holding the styrofoam cup even though he's not drinking from it, so Josh is driving the truck. By the time they get back to the chlorine, the pool is finished filling up with water. Tyler actually helps Josh this time and they both start emptying the chlorine into the pool. Tyler motions for Ned to come and try out the pool, and Ned walks up to the edge of the pool, looks in, and goes back to his hiding spot behind the car door. There obviously wasn't enough chlorine yet, so Tyler and Josh go find this huge cylinder of chlorine and start pushing it up a hill. Well, Tyler isn't much help because he's too busy singing again. Tyler is holding the styrofoam cup again as Josh uses a sledgehammer to bust open the cylinder and the chlorine pours into the pool. Ned checks out the pool and then runs back to his hiding spot again, and Tyler and Josh shake their heads. What else can they possibly do? Little did they know that Ned was just getting a running start to jump into the pool. Ned cannonballs into the pool and starts swimming. When Ned swims to the top of the pool, his horns grow into antlers. The next time we see the pool, it's empty and Tyler is sitting inside it. Ned walks up to him and you can see his antlers shrinking back into horns. Josh hands Tyler the styrofoam cup and Tyler offers some of the drink to Ned, but Ned just puts his mouth up to the cup and then cringes away from it. Tyler looks into the cup and the video ends. After the Chlorine music video was released, Tyler talked about Ned in an interview. He said, "Ned is a very important person to us. He's been a friend of ours for a while. We're just now introducing him to the world and our fans have accepted him and made him their own. That was really cool to see." Ned really does represent a lot of things, but specifically, I guess you would say, it really represents this idea of creativity and trying to take care of it and trying to please it or appease it. It's kind of that thing in you that tells you whether or not something is good. And when you get to the stage we're at, you realize listening to that becomes more and more important because a lot of people start talking and trying to influence you and the decisions you can make creatively. And so yeah, Ned saved us. We made the record we made because of Ned. If we think of Ned as a physical representation of Tyler's creativity, the Chlorine music video has a deeper meaning. From the beginning of the video, Tyler is holding this styrofoam cup, but not drinking from it. Ned is hiding. Tyler and Josh do everything they can to get Ned to swim in the pool. When Ned finally swims, his horns grow into antlers. So basically, Tyler and Josh went through all that work to grow Ned's antlers, so they must be important in some way. The pool is empty, Ned's antlers shrink back into horns, and Ned finally tastes the drink in the styrofoam cup and cringes at the taste. I think that the styrofoam cup was a physical representation of a new song Tyler wrote or was working on. Tyler really wants Ned to listen to the song, or in this case, drink from the styrofoam cup, because like Tyler said in the interview, it's kind of that thing in you that tells you whether or not something is good. So Ned is the part of Tyler that tells him whether a new song is good. But to get that answer, it takes a lot of work. The sad part is that after all that work, Ned might not think the song is good enough, and all that work was for nothing. The next time we saw Ned was for a few seconds in the music video for The Hype. A fan in the audience is holding Ned, and Ned's wearing a flannel shirt. A couple days after the music video for The Hype was released, a pop-up shop named Ned Bayou opened in Columbus, Ohio from June 28th to 30th, 2019. The shop sold merch all centered around Ned. There was a phone number on the outside of the shop, and you can still call it today to hear this message.
Hello, and thank you for calling Ned's Bayou. We are located at 612 North High Street in Columbus, Ohio. Join us from noon to 8 p.m. opening day, Friday, June 28th, 10 a.m. to midnight Saturday, and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Hurry in this weekend before we close the doors for good Sunday evening. Thank you for choosing Ned's Bayou. Goodbye.
After the phone call is disconnected, you should get a text from that phone number thanking you for calling and asking if you'd like to receive texts from Ned. If you follow the link, you can add yourself to Ned's contacts. You'll get a confirmation text afterward. I didn't know about this until a couple weeks ago, so I haven't received any texts from Ned, and I wasn't able to find anything online. If you've received any texts from Ned, please let me know in the comments. After the pop-up shop closed, Ned got his own website, nedbayou.com, where you can still currently buy Ned merch. The merch actually gave us important information about Ned because the words Neuro Expansion Device were written on the sleeves of a bunch of the shirts. Ned wasn't just a random name Tyler made up. It was an acronym for Neuro Expansion Device. This didn't make much sense until the music video for The Outside was released. More on that later. There was also merch with the phrase Fine Pool Equipment, which is another meaning for the FPE logo. Ned Bayou also has an Instagram account named Ned Bayou Ltd. The next time we saw Ned was in the 21 Pilots' Level of Concern Live from Outside performance on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. Ned was playing an electric guitar for the performance. I know this video was on YouTube because I watched it a couple of weeks ago when I was working on my 21 Pilots Cinema Experience Explained video, but I think it was taken down for some reason. Ned also got shoutouts in the music videos for Shy Away and Choker. In Shy Away, the gas station is named Ned's Last Stop. And in Choker, on the outside of the toy shop, there's a picture of Ned with the text, "Have you seen him?" In another interview, when asked where Ned was, Tyler replied, "He's kind of on a hiatus. He turned his phone off. We can't find him, and he's turned his locations off too. Usually that's how we would keep in touch with him. Ned, if you're out there, just come on home." This interview caused a lot of people to think that Bounce Man is about Ned because of the lyrics, "I don't know if you've got your phone because this went straight to voicemail." Ned also got a shout out in the 21 Pilots livestream experience. Ned Bayou was a shop on the set of Mulberry Street. Finally, the Outside music video. I explained the entire Outside music video in a previous video. After Tyler and Josh wash up onto the island, Boldsoy, Josh sees something and runs into the forest. We see Ned's feet and realize that's who Tyler and Josh are running after. Ned leads them to a cave. Ned's antlers have grown out like they did when he was swimming in the pool in the chlorine music video. He left them jackets and backpacks with the logo of the skeleton click on them. Then we see two Neds, and Tyler follows them deeper into the cave. Then we see about 8 Neds sitting around a fire. They all have small horns. Their antlers haven't grown out like the first Ned Tyler and Josh were following. Tyler sits around the fire with the Neds and they pass a bowl around. Then Tyler sees the Ned with antlers again and follows him outside the cave to a small beach. Ned takes the antlers out of his head and gives them to Tyler. These antlers look just like the antlers the bishop used in the beginning of the video. How did the bishops get Ned's antlers? The Ned that gave them to Tyler willingly gave them, so how did the bishop get a pair of antlers? Did he forcefully steal them from a Ned? A bunch of Neds are standing on top of the cave and raising their arms up to the sky. Tyler looks up at them, and when he looks back to the Ned that was in front of him, he's vanished. Tyler copies the Neds and brings the antlers up above his head, like the bishop did at the beginning of the video. Tyler uses the antlers to possess a bishop, and any movements that Tyler makes, the bishop makes as well. I'm not sure if Ned dies when he gives up his antlers, or if he just vanished temporarily or went somewhere else. But either way, that begs the question, what is a Ned? We know that Ned stands for Neuro Expansion Device. And we know that using Ned's antlers allows someone to expand their mind to connect to and control someone or something else, whether it's Tyler controlling the bishop or the bishop controlling Trash the Dragon. We also know that there is more than one Ned. Have these Neds always existed? Or does Tyler have more or less Neds depending on how creative he's feeling? In Clancy's letters that were uploaded to the Dima.org website after the music video for The Outside was released, Clancy wrote, "What is this thing, this device, this gift? Some sort of neurological connection or expansion? Psychokinetic weapon?" All these words are right there. Neuro Expansion Device. NED, Ned. Tyler has shared in old interviews that he paints his neck and hands because he has anxiety about what he creates. He plays instruments with his hands and sings with his throat. He's also shared in old interviews that when he created Dima, the bishops were meant to be a personification of his worst anxieties and fears. Like Tyler said, Ned is that thing in you that tells you whether or not something is good. If Ned decides that a song Tyler created is good, Tyler doesn't have to feel as anxious about it. This means that Ned gives Tyler the power to control the bishops, to control his anxiety and fear. Another theory could be that if Ned represents Tyler's creativity, this means that Tyler can defeat the bishops by harnessing his creativity. It's like that lyric from Lame Boy, "If it wasn't for this music, I don't know how I would have fought this." Being creative and making music helps Tyler fight his inner demons, Dima and the bishops. Did I miss anything, or do you have any theories that you want to share? Leave a comment down below. I make other 21 Pilots videos like this one. It would mean a lot to me if you check those out too and subscribed. Thanks for watching.